Oh, good evening, everybody. I'm back for another session on this Baofeng DM1701. I'm going to start by giving you a little bit of insight as to my experience with the scan groups or the scan lists. Last time you may remember that I'll bring it up on the screen here. That you saw that I created an analog scan list and I put all my analog channels in here. A GMRS scan list and I put my GMRS in here. My digital, put all my digital channels in here. Digital still giving me some trouble, but I'm going to touch on that today as well anyway. But on the radio, I discovered that if you go into the scan settings for the channel that you've got on at the minute, it only gives you the option to turn it on or off. So I'm going to jump onto the radio and see if I can sort of describe what I'm talking about. Right, let's try and get it into focus. Okay, so on this you can see it's currently set to parrot. So at the minute I'm going to set it to an analog channel. Hold on a second. Oh my god, hold on. Oh my god, sorry. Okay. Okay, here's a local repeater, V7NVR. Sorry, NRV. Now it is in a scan group. So if I were to go to here and press the scan button, and it gives you the option to turn it on. But it doesn't give you an option which group is it going to turn on. It's just turned it on. Oh, okay, somebody on the emergency channel. So if I turn scan off, now I'm assuming that it was only scanning the analog channels. The problem is, what happens if you create a scan list with, say, analog, digital, and I don't know, a GMRS channel in it? How do you know it's going to be using that scan list? Because all you've told it is it is a scannable channel. Now I'm not going to go into trying that tonight because I sort of don't have time and I'm a bit tired. So I'm going to show you what I did to sort of get around this little quirk, shall we call it? Yeah, just call it a quirk. I'm just going to go back to the monitor, the TV, the computer here. And as you can see, I have let's get the channel information. So as you can see, I have my various different. So let's go on that one. You can see it's an analog channel, and it's in the analog scan list. This one's in the analog scan list. This one's in the analog scan list. Let's say what happens if I were to put this digital in the analog scan list. How would that work? Now, I may sound a bit odd here when I'm talking about this, but I suppose I have to go through the whole thing with you to sort of explain it a bit better. So all I'm going to do tonight is I'm just going to show you what I did to sort of negate this. So let's close this up again. So let's go to this is the analog channel list that I created. As you can see, there's emergency call 1, blah 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 blah, and this one. I created a separate channel called analog. Okay. Now, analog is only in this group. So if I go to the analog channel in the list here, where is it? Where are you, analog? There it is. And I open it up. You'll see it's analog. It's just set. I'm just calling it analog. I'm just starting at whatever frequency. It doesn't really matter what frequency it does at. I've told it's RX only. I'm not bothered about transmitting on that channel. I'm using it as a pointer, sort of, so you can see here it's in the analog list channel, but it also has this auto scan. Now, I've done the same thing with GMRS. I set up a channel called GMRS, just put it at the base end there, auto scan, sorry, and receive only. So if I accidentally pressed on it, it wouldn't transmit anyway. But again, I've just created it's like a pointer, anyway. And digital, I've done the same thing again. Digital, kept a random frequency, scanless digital, and set it auto scan and not transmit. What that means is that when I'm on the radio and I select the channel called analog, it will automatically start a scan, and it only scans the list in the analog channels. The next one is a GMRS, same thing again. As soon as I go to that channel called GMRS, it will start auto scanning, and it will only auto scan the GMRS list. And digital, again, exactly the same thing again. So this is my way of, because any channel that you set into a scan list has the option, if you go to scan on the radio, it has the option to start the scan. Now, if you've got one channel in two different scan lists, as I say, I might do it later on and just tag it onto the end of this video if I can be bothered. To be honest, I'm really tired. But that's how I've thought about doing this, and I'm gonna, as I say, I might try and do it later, and I'll just tag it on the end if I do. So that's one of the little glitches I've come across anyway. And the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight is DMR. Now, DMR, from what I've seen, should be relatively straightforward. However, I am having an issue with it. So far, what I've learned is, well, obviously DMR is different to analog, obviously. And yes, I've never used DMR before, so this is me coming in from a complete noob on the DMR side of things. And I understand that, one, just like an analog channel, you have to have a transmit frequency and a receive frequency, or upload, download, or whatever you want to call it, to the repeater that you want to go to. Now, that is, for an analog, you would need the up frequency, the down frequency, or the offset, whatever you want to call it. But sometimes you would need a CTCSS or a DCS tone or something like that in order for you to send and receive. Sometimes you don't need any. It's like that on a DMR as well, where you need an upload frequency, a download frequency. However, that's not all. You also need to know the color code for the repeater that you wanted to connect to. You also need to know the time slot of the receiver you need to connect to, and inside that time slot you need to know the channel ID that you want to connect to. So I'm just going to jump across to the radio. I'm going to show you what I mean here. So let's just go to digital contacts. As you can see, this is the last part where I have a channel called BC1, and the channel ID or call ID is 3027. This is on my local repeater. Now these can change depending on the repeater you're connecting to. And in order to get this information, you just go to hold on, I'm not going to open that one. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Okay, so we go to repeater book. Go to the repeater book. This is just an online sort of database as to what's available here. Oh my god, all this stuff's popping up. Welcome to repeater book. North American radio repeaters. obviously because I'm in Canada, and BC, and inside here there is, I'm looking for where's Vancouver? Vancouver. I might get rid of that. Okay, so Vancouver. Let's have a look what we got here. There's no Grouse Mountain. I'm just looking for a DMR. Let's have a look. There we go. There's one. It's just, oh well, this one's off. But let's go into it. So you know it's a DMR repeater because it has a CC instead of a tone. So let's just click on which one of the ones. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm using one anyway. So you click on that, and this will give you. Oh, great! This is not a good one to show you here. Anyway, this DMR repeater is down here somewhere, and it tells you its color code is color code 1. Now the rest of it, oh my goodness me, this is not showing me where I want to be. So let's go back. Let's go back again. Is there a Richmond? Is there a North Vancouver? Ah, North Vancouver. There we go. Right, which one am I on? I am on... one at Mount Seymour. It's not far from here. So if I click on that repeater, you'll see that there's the uplink, the downlink, the offset. Now that is for the DMR, that's for the analog side. It says it's DMR enabled, so this is the bit I'm interested in. So we have color code 1. That's the DMR ID for this. Basically it's just the repeater itself. And you will see this. Talk groups. So if I open up the talk groups, you see this. So there's BC1. TS basically means time slot. That's what I was talking about before. So each repeater has an uplink, a downlink, a color code, and inside there you have time slots. There's only 2 time slots, 1 and 2. And inside each time slot there is a different group. That is what you need to configure. So let's quickly get this over here. And you'll see, let's just start from the beginning here. So let's just go to BC1. So I created a channel called BC1. Okay, so this channel called BC1. And where is it? This. And you will see that I've programmed the RX frequency, or the receive, or the downlink frequency, the transmit, or the uplink into there. The admin criteria is when you're allowed to transmit, and this is controlled by the radio and the repeater. If you set it to color code, then it will only transmit the correct onto the correct channel on the correct color code. Anyway, so I've set it to do that. Now, in here it's digital. I've called it BC1, and I've linked it. So I linked it to the contact called BC1. Link to the contact called BC1 should be the receive group. I've been advised that you always have to put them in a receive group or it doesn't work. So BC1 is the color code is 1 for that repeater, which is correct. And then the repeater slot is number 2. So let's have a quick look back here. So you'll see the BC1 British can be 1, that's this one, BC1, is on time slot. Oh. Okay. It's actually repeated times. Oh no, sorry, color code routine. Yeah, time slot 2. Okay, wow, I had that wrong. Anyway, I'm just using this as an example. So repeater 1, repeater slot 1. And that's what you would do, and then you would go to the digital RX group, and I basically have every digital channel in here because I've been having issues with this. I'm still not able to get it to work properly, although it does work, and I'll just show you that in a second here. And I'm also questioning the use of the receiving groups as well. I'm still quite understanding that because I have Parrot, which is another channel, not in a receiving group, but it works. Now Parrot apparently is a channel on all DMR repeaters, and it's basically an echo or a radio check. So you connect to the Parrot, you transmit your message, and a few seconds later the Parrot returns it to you. Just to let you know that you're connecting right. But I've found out that I don't need Parrot in this. Now maybe because it's a non-group chat. It's like a personal call-to-call. Anyway, whatever. Very tired, so I'm not going to take this much longer. I'm not going to do it for much longer. Sorry, it's just really tired. But I am going to show you the Parrot working. So let's quickly go over that again. So for a DMR channel, you need to know the uplink and the download frequencies of the repeater. You need to know the repeater's color code. You then need to know which channel you want to connect to. So you'll need to know the channel ID or the channel group or whatever you want to call it, talk group. And you'll also need to know the time slot. And you basically put all that information into your digital contact, which has the name and the call ID, and if it's a group call, you add it to the receiving group to make sure it will actually receive the information. As I say, that's a grey area for me at the minute. I don't quite understand that because it doesn't seem to work for me. And the other thing you have to do is you have to create a channel. So you call it Washington 2 or whatever. That's the same frequency again. And I've linked it to contact in the contact group called Washington 2 or RX group. I put in correct color code 1 and the repeater slot is number 2. But anyway, I'm going to connect to the. Oops, I'm just going to connect to the Parrot. So this is Parrot. So bear with me here. I'm going to turn the volume up a bit. This is Victor Alpha 7, Charlie Oscar India, doing a radio check on Parrot on Mount Seymour. Thank you.
This is Victor Alpha 7, Charlie Oscar India.
Oh, we lost it there. Great demonstration, Paul. Let's try that again. It's Victor Alpha 7, Charlie Oscar India, radio check, radio check.
It's Victor Alpha 7, Charlie Oscar India, radio check, radio check.
So as you see, I'm connecting to the Parrot okay on the local repeater. It's getting back to me, so that does seem to work.
7.
Oops.
8.
Let's turn that down a bit. I'm going to go to another channel now. As I say, I haven't had any luck with these. So let's go to... I'm going to go to Canada wide. Turn up the volume a bit. This is Victor Alpha 7, Charlie Oscar India radio check. I'm testing a DMR. Can anyone hear what I'm saying? Now, the annoying thing is you can see there's activity on the repeater, but this one the light goes green and the little symbol here goes on, but I'm never able to hear anything. So I just don't know if the group's on used very much, or... Oh, there we go again. See, it's gone green and went off again. Don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I would have expected somebody to get back to me now if they were just sitting monitoring.
13.
So
14.
I'm going to try...
15. 16. 17. 18, 19, 20.
Okay, I'm going to try worldwide English. Now, apparently this is a worldwide DMR group that speaks English, apparently. So I'm going to try it on there. Oh, that's the sound you get if the repeater is not ready for you, or if it's being used for something else, that time slot. So you just give it a couple of seconds and I'll try again. What the hell? Okay. Let's try again. Wow, okay. That's not letting me connect there for. Hold on. Victor Alpha 7, Charlie Oscar India, radio check, radio check. And can anybody hear me out there? You see there's activity there. Now I don't know if they're talking to me or whether it's being used on a different channel. So this is the issue I've got. I can't hear anything on the groups. The only time it works for me is on the Parrot. Now, if there's anybody out there who's used to using DMR more than me and understands what I could have missed, please let me know. Let me know on the chat, or me, sorry, not the chat. Let me know on the YouTube channel, or if you want, I've also connected up a Discord channel which I'm learning how to use. So for general chit chat or help, it'd be quite helpful if people could all come in together and on that Discord and we could talk about stuff there. See, there it is again. It's picking up stuff, but it's not doing anything with it. So yeah, I'm a little bit lost. I've found a lot of people have had this issue, and there's other people out there have said, "Oh well, I got it to work, no problem at all." Maybe it's a setting I'm missing in the Baofeng. I really don't know. There's a lot of settings there which I'm not 100% sure of. But that's half the fun of this channel. That's what I'm here to do, is try and learn how to use stuff. From you guys or from me just playing around with it. Anyway, I hope you all have had a reasonable enjoyment on this session. I'm half asleep, so if some of it doesn't make any sense, I do apologise. Anyway, I'm about to go, so 7-3s everybody, and have a good night.